Yo, what is up, guys? It is Fenrir here. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. So, welcome to another episode of Storytime. Please excuse the lawnmowers in the back. They're loud as hell. So, this life story is about the time the police were called because of my airsoft gun. We're just gonna jump straight into this. So, this story takes place back when I was a senior in high school. It was me, my friend Justin, Aiden, and one other person. I forgot his name. It was like Corbin, Corby, Colby, something like that. I forgot. I remember it was a weekend. We were bored as hell. We were all hanging out, and I had the bright idea of, hey, let's go grab our airsoft guns and let's have us a little airsoft war in the Devil Woods. We call them the Devil Woods because we were 100% sure that these woods were haunted. So I run back home, I grab my airsoft gun, and this airsoft gun, it's crazy. It was a bolt-action rifle, and it was powerful as hell, it was heavy as hell, it had a beautiful scope on it. It was a nice gun. I loved it. I spent around, I believe, $3,000 on it. This was insane. This was an insane airsoft gun. The scope on it and everything, it shot it was pretty powerful. I say it was accurate up to around 100 yards almost. This gun, it packed quite the punch. So I remember I was riding with Justin because I was gonna take him back to his house to grab his gun. I was gonna grab my gun. Aiden and his friend, they were gonna meet us there at the woods. So Justin and I, we roll up to these woods, we get out, we start walking in. Now then, with these woods, it's a pretty popular track. It had a lot of people who would jog on it, a lot of people walking their dogs, biking, stuff like that. Justin had his airsoft gun in a gun bag. I did not have a gun bag. So I remember we were walking in and all of these people were giving me weird looks. They were looking at my gun. One of the ladies that walked by, she was like, "Oh my word." Now then, mind you, yes, my airsoft gun, it did have an orange tip on it. It's not like it didn't have a tip or anything. It did have an orange tip. So we walk into the woods and we see Aiden and his friend there, and we decide, you know what, let's just go ahead and just shoot around, do some warm-up, shots. We were shooting at trees. There was this beautiful river that cut the forest in half. We shot into the river. So I'm scoping in. I'm dialing in my scope, trying to get it accurate, shooting at plant leaves, stuff like that. And that's when I see 4 police officers walking in. They couldn't see me, but I could see them because I was looking at them through my scope, and it was obscured by a lot of bushes and trees. So immediately I turn around to my friends and I say, "Yo, the cops are here." And before anyone could say anything, these 4 police officers, they just turn the corner, guns drawn, guns pointed at us, and start barking orders at us. "Drop the guns! Put your hands up! Face away from us! Don't look at us! Drop the guns!" They were all yelling orders simultaneously. We were scared shitless, so yeah, I just dropped my gun. I put my hands up. I turned around. My friends, they did the same thing. I remember I was facing the river that we were shooting into, and behind me I could just hear footsteps against the leaves, the dirt. They were getting faster, harder, closer. And at that point I was like, okay, I'm about to get tackled. My shit is about to get rocked. So this officer runs up to me, he takes my 2 hands, he puts them behind my back, and he leans me over this bench. I could feel the metal handcuffs going on me. He was patting around my waist. He was digging shit out of my pockets. He pulled out my phone, threw it on the ground. He pulled out my wallet, threw it on the ground. He pulled out my dip can, threw it on the ground. I had a pocket knife. He took it, he opened it, and threw it on the ground. My friends, they were going through the same thing. The officer that was dealing with me, he said, "Alright, set them on the bench." So they set us down on this bench, And that's when one of the officers picks up my rifle and says, "This is fake." And all of the officers look at it and are like, "Wait, that's fake?" He's like, "Yeah." He pulls out the magazine and, he shows everyone the airsoft pellets that were inside of it. He's like, "Yeah, it's fake." And all of the officers were just astonished. They're like, "Wait, that's fake? Oh, it looks so real. Look at the scope on it." Now then, when I say that this airsoft gun had an orange tip, I had to paint on the orange tip. The gun, it did not come with an orange tip, so I had to actually paint the orange tip on it. And the officer who put me in handcuffs, he said, "Whose is this?" I speak up. I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. It's mine. It's my gun." And he's like, "This is what got you caught." Immediately, all my friends, they start looking over at me. Justin says, "Way to go, Steven." All of the officers are chuckling. My buddies are chuckling. This gun, it looks so real. "Did you paint the orange tip on this?" "Yeah, I did. It didn't come with an orange tip." And he's like, "Yeah, that's dangerous. Since it doesn't have an orange tip on it, you have to keep it in your house. You can't bring it out into public like this. All of these airsoft guns, you can't bring them out. They have to stay home." The officer starts lecturing us on, "Oh, you can't be doing that here in the forest. What if one of the BBs, they stray and hit someone who's passing by and shoots their eye out? You can't do this in public. You have to keep it home or take it to an airsoft field." And by the way, quick note here. The whole entire time, even though I was in handcuffs and I had a gun pointed at me, the officers, they were nice. I remember I went back to school after that weekend and I was telling my friends, and one of my friends said, "Oh, you should report his badge number." Sorry about that. "You should report his badge number. He pointed a gun at you. He put you in handcuffs. He can't do that, yada, yada, yada." And I was like, look, I would have done the same thing if I were in his shoes and I saw that weapon and I just saw 4 people with guns. Oh, yeah. I would have pulled out my gun. I would have put them in handcuffs and, yada, yada, yada. Obviously not arrest them, but, just to get everything under control, we can look through the weapons, and yeah, I get it. So yeah, the officers were really nice. Every once in a while, they would bust a good joke. One of the officers said that back when he was a kid, he got in trouble because him and his buddies did the same thing that we were doing. But yeah, they just basically lectured us on, hey, you have to keep it at home. You can't be doing this out in public. You could get hurt. Someone else could get hurt. A lot of things could go wrong. So the officers, they take us out of handcuffs. We shake their hands. We apologize. Like, hey, sorry about this. I told the officers, hey, sorry that you got called out over this. Everyone started laughing. Like, that thing looks so real. You have no idea. If someone pointed that thing at me without the orange tip, I would have shot them. Everyone started laughing, having a good time. Like I said, they were nice guys. They were nice. But yeah, guys, needless to say, I never did that again. And in case you don't know what the gun looked like, I'll put a picture up right here. Here's the gun compared to me. And you can just see that, yeah, this was insane. The tip of the barrel, like I said, it didn't have that orange tip, so I had to actually paint it on. Like, this thing was crazy. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fenrir, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy, y'all.